All right, today we're going to talk about lesson 6-3, properties of slope. The big picture is the slope of a line can be determined by examining the graph where only one line through a point has a particular slope. Most houses have a slanted or pitched roof. The pitch of a roof is its slope. In the United States, the pitch is usually measured in twelfths. Why are twelfths used? Because there are 12 inches in every foot. The number of twelfths tells you the number of inches the roof rises for each foot that the roof goes across. In areas where there is a lot of snow, roofs often have higher pitches. The steepest roof a carpenter can safely walk on without the aid of ropes has a pitch of 8 divided by 12. So if you look here at these two pictures, this is a pitch of 5 over 12. Rise, 5 inches. Run, 12 inches. 5 over 12. Which would mean it's probably in more of a area where there is not a whole lot of snow, giving that snow would sit on top of there throughout the majority of the time and have to create leaks or even damage in the roof. If you look at this picture over here, this pitch is 14 over 12. Once again, rise over run. Okay? This has a higher pitch, 14, which means snow would be able to fall off this roof quite easily. A roof with the pitch of 5/12 goes up 5 inches for every 12 inches of the roof goes across. But this ratio can also be expressed a different way. If the 2-inch measurements are converted to feet, the result is shown below. We should all know this. 5 inches divided by 12 inches is the exact same thing as saying 5 inches divided by 1 foot. 12 inches and 1 foot are exactly the same thing. So a roof with a pitch of 5 over 12 goes up 5 inches for every foot the roof goes across. The situation with roofs illustrates an important property of the slope of a line. The slope of a line is the amount of change in the height of the line for every change of 1 unit to the right. For an example, if a line has a slope 2 as you move 1 unit to the right, the line goes up 2 units. So if the line contains the point A, B, it will also contain the point, it only moves 1 unit to the right, so you take your x value plus 1, but it goes up 2, so you have to take your y value, which is B, and add 2. If the slope is a negative 2/3, for every change in 1 unit to the right, the line goes down 2/3 of a unit. So if the line contains the point A, B, it will contain the point A plus 1, comma, B minus 2/3. So you move it 1 unit to the right, but down 2/3 of a unit. Negative means go down. Positive means go up. Now let's look at Quiz Yourself 1. It says find another point on the line through 20, 80 that has a slope three-fourths. I'm going to take you to our little viewing station here. So we have a point 20, 80 that has a slope 3/4. So that means we're moving 3/4 of a unit for every 1 unit. So we're going to take this and add it to B. We're going to take this and we're going to add it to A. Okay? So A in this case is 20, so I'm going to add 1 to it. Gives me 21. Then we're going to take B and add 3/4, which is equal to 80 plus 3/4, which is equal to 80 and 3/4. So my new point is 21, 80 and 3/4. Now, Mr. Johnson has another way of doing this, and it's a lot easier way. If you look at this, our point is 20, 80. Our slope is 3/4. Now, if you remember Mr. Johnson saying, this is rise over run, which means we're going to go 3 units up for every 4 units across. Which means then we're going to take A and add 3 and take B and add 4. Well, A in this case is 20 plus 3. B in this case is 80 plus 4. My new point is 23, 84. Sorry. And to Mr. Johnson, that seems a little bit easier than doing it the other way. Both these points would lie on that same slope, on that same line. Moving on. It says graphing a line by using its slope. If you know one point on a line, you can find a second point using its slope. With the 2 points, you can graph the line. Example 1 says, graph the line through -3, 1 with the slope of 1/4. Name another point on the line with the integer coefficients. Okay, that's our B. We're going to name another point. I'm going to do B first for you. So we just want to name another point that is going to be on that line. Now, if you remember, rise over run. So we're going to take B and we're going to add 1 to it. We're going to take A and add 4 to it. What's B in this case? B is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. That's our y coordinate. A is -3. -3 plus 4 is Signs are different, so you subtract. 4 minus 3 is 1. Use the sign of the bigger. So another point that is on that line with the same slope is 1, comma 2. Now, as I said before, they want us to graph it. So I'm going to make a coordinate plane. I know the first point is going to be negative 3, 1, 2, 3, and up 1 unit. Negative 3, up 1 unit. Now, as I said, rise over run. So I'm going to go up 1 unit to the right 4 units. Well, here's 1, 2, 3, and here's 4 units. Gives me my new point, which should be in this case 1, comma 2. Is it? Yes. QY2 says, find another point with integer coordinates on the line that contains 2, 6 and has a slope of 1 divided by 2. Now, I just want to tell you this. If this was a negative, you would have to subtract 1. Okay? So, rise over run. So, I'm going to take B, I'm going to add 1, I'm going to take A, and I'm going to add 2. So, my new point is going to be 6 plus 1, 7. 2 plus 2, which is 4, is my new point that will fall in the line and share it with 2, 6. Looking at example 2, a certain stacking chair is 31 inches tall. In a stack, each chair adds another 4 inches to the height of the stack. Graph the relationship of the number of chairs to the height of the stack. Okay, so I have X values. I'm going to say chairs and height. Okay. Chairs and height. Now, if you don't have any chairs, you don't have any height. Okay? If I have 1 chair, they told me it was 31 inches tall. And then they said for every chair after, I am going to go up 4 inches. So if I put a second chair on there, I'm going up 4 inches. 31 plus 4 is 35. If I go up another chair, 35 plus 4 is 39. If I go up another chair, 39 plus 4 is 43. Now, could I graph these points? Sure. All right. So I had a little problem here, so I went ahead and graphed these points of our chairs and our height. But 1 comma 31, graphed here. 2 comma 35, graphed here. And 3 comma 39, as you can see, all lie on the same line, and all these points would have the same slope. Okay? Zero slope and undefined slopes. Lines with slope 0 can be drawn using a method from the previous 2 examples. If you look at example 3, it says draw a line through 2 comma 4 with slope 0. So they want us to draw a line that goes through 2 comma 4 and has slope 0. Well, if you can think of slope 0 being equal to 0 over 1, so our rise is 0, our run is 1. So if I'm going to draw that, I'm going to plot 2 comma 4. So I go 2 units to the right, I go 4 units up. Here's 2 comma 4. And now for my slope, I'm going to rise nothing, so I'm still here. But I'm going to run 1 unit. So my next point is right here, which we should all remember that a slope of 0 equals a horizontal line. Equals a horizontal line. So there's my 2 points. I can graph my line. And that's a line that has 0 slope that goes through 2 comma 4. There is another type of a line for which the methods used in examples 1-3 does not work. If you have points on a vertical line, you cannot move 1 unit to the right and stay on the line. Also, if you try to calculate the slope using the formula y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1, the denominator will be 0. For example, the slope of a line through 3 comma 4 and 3 comma 6 would be y2 is 6 minus y1 is 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. And 3 minus 3 gives you 0. 2 divided by 0, if you remember, is what we call undefined. Thus, the slope of a vertical line is undefined. You want to write that down. Slope of a vertical line is undefined. And if you need to write yourself a little note, undefined means division by 0. So 2 divided by 0, 4 divided by 0, whatever. If you notice, 3 comma 6, 3 comma 4, what should you notice about those 2 points? Well, if you look at 3 comma 6, 3 comma 4, their x values are the same. So when you have a vertical line, you have 2 points and their x coordinates are the same, which means then you have a vertical line and the slope is undefined. Two key factors down here at the bottom of the page, slope and horizontal and vertical lines. The two things you need to remember, the slope of every horizontal line is 0. That's lying down left to right. The second thing, the slope of every vertical line is undefined. Lines that go up and down have undefined slope. Thank you very much, and that ends 6-3.